What's up, 8? Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. It means the world to me. Give everybody a couple minutes to get in here. Jose's in here. What's up, Conflict? I too want to win. I too want to win. Loving some Josh Giddey today now. Got a tentative core in mind already. So, I think we're ready to rock and roll tonight. I love the slate. I really do. What's up, Don? Welcome in, buddy. Looks like Line Star thinks Dallin Terry is going to start. I haven't updated the projections yet. Looks like they haven't either because he's still at 0.57 fantasy points. But we'll get that news before lock. We'll see who's going to start. Make sure you guys like and retweet us. Heart it, retweet it. Helps tremendously. And if you're on Reddit, an upvote helps in the DFS sports subreddit. Yeah, same Conflict. I mean, I did not play much yesterday. I just threw a couple lines in. You guys know I had a lot going on, and I had somebody that got ruled out, and then I pivoted to Brendan Clark, and then he got ruled out. So I pivoted to Santi Aldama, and then he got hurt in the game. So I was screwed. And yeah, Potent, he's doing well. He's doing well. Thank you so much for checking. I appreciate it, brother. We got about 5 minutes for lock. I'm just kind of gonna wait on a couple more people to join in, then we'll start. I think we got a great slate today. I think we got a great one. Just kind of also waiting on see what Line Star does with Dallin Terry's projections. They may be waiting on the official lineup to come out. I figure that's probably what they're doing. Let's see, we got some kind of news. No, that was my tweet. I was checking the Discord, the NBA news channel. It's an awesome channel, guys. If you're not following it, we got a channel called NBA News, and every update we get about the NBA is posted in there. Joval Day. You crazy, bro. Center, I was talking about JG with this earlier. Center is the most confusing one for me today. Mark Williams looks great. Trace Jackson Davis probably going to be core. Zubac looks amazing. Ayton looks good. Cat looks fine. Joker looks great. Vucevic looks even better now with no Levine. Kessler's looking amazing. I mean, I just cannot get down to Joval today, especially with Kyle Kuzma being back. Even if Sar misses, I can't get to Joval today. Something is definitely wrong with my streaming player over here because it says I have one person watching. I know that there is more than one person in here. Been just downing this cold and flu medicine. Alright. We got what, 3 minutes to 5 o'clock? I was kind of hoping Line Star would have this updated by the time the show started, but it's alright. We can just go over it. I kind of know how it's going to go. I've been around this game for a while. It says 2 on your end? That is odd. I know there's more than that in here. Well, I know Ada's in here, and I know Jose and Conflict are in here, so that's more than 2. I don't know. And Deanna's in here. Like, yeah. Something's definitely wrong with it. Let's get into the slate though, shall we, gents? Starting off at point guard, where we're gonna have our pick today, cream of the crop. Michik grading out as the best value on the entire slate for me. He's gonna start for LaMelo. He's gonna get north of 30 minutes. Just too easy. Yeah, and Prince is in here. Michik is an easy plug and play today, guys. I love him. I'm gonna have a ton of him. But I will say I want to play him at the 2 guard today. We got so many viable point guards today that I'm gonna be rocking him at the 2 guard. Dinwiddie, he's a lock for me. He's gonna 99% chance he's gonna start for Kyrie today. Every time he started, he's done well. Last time he started, put up 36 fantasy points. Game before that, 44. Just an easy set it and forget it, move on type of play today. Now, one of my favorite pay-ups today is Tyrese Maxey. I'm anticipating that Joel Embiid sits. That's the way I'm playing this slate. I don't know if he is or isn't, but that's what I anticipate because he's soft. And I think that is a lot of usage that's going to go Maxey's way. Really like Maxey today. My favorite pay-up option on the slate is Maxey. The industry I've noticed today is on James Harden. While I do like Harden today, excuse me, I much prefer Maxey and Murray. Really like both of those over Harden today. So I want to pivot off that Harden ownership and I want to get Maxey or Murray. That's the stand I'm taking today. And for reference, LineStar has Harden at 27% ownership. He has Maxey at 19 and Murray at 18. So not a huge difference, but enough to make a difference, you know? Jordan Clarkson looks great. Don't mind him. Not sure how much I'm going to get to him because I'm going to be so loaded with Michik, Dinwiddie, Maxey, Giddey, and Murray today that I may just not get to him because those guys are better values. But if I do land on him, I'm okay with it. And Josh Giddey, he's going to be a core piece for us today. Enough said. No Levine, no Ayo. I mean, these guys are running really thin. This entire offense is going to run through Giddey, Vooch, and White. James Harden, touched on him. I'll have some in my 150 maxes, but not somebody I'm just hammering to get in just because of his ownership. Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray's the one I'm talking about, 8. I really like Jamal today. I know, I'm a Jamal hater. He has the worst contract in basketball in my opinion, but I like him today. Let's see, we got some news. Okay, it's just all the guys that were questionable. I'll pull it up here. I was looking at it on my phone. All the guys that were questionable on my brain is just so fried right now. I almost said the Pelicans. The Hornets, all the Charlotte Hornets have been ruled out that were questionable. Cody Martin, Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball. No, he's not chalk. Jamal Murray's 18%, which is far from chalk on this slate for a guard. For reference, Dinwiddie and Michik are 40+% each. Harden's 27. So we got that news. Those guys are ruled out, so Michik, he's firm into play. I think Steph Curry is very intriguing today because of his ownership only pulling 11%. It is a tough matchup, but anytime you can get a low on Steph Curry, I mean, you're a happy guy. Jamal Murray, one of my favorite pay-up-ish plays today. Not really a pay-up at 8,100, but I really like Murray. I mean, I do too, Elite. Really like him. Gonna have a ton of him. And like I said, there's just so many good guard plays today. Michik, Dinwiddie, Maxey, Giddey, and Murray are gonna be 99% of my lineups. 2 to 4 of those guys. I think Bub Carrington's looking fine. De'Aaron Fox, fine. Brunson, if he plays, fine. DeJounte Murray, fine. Dunn, Westbrook, I don't have much interest in. And everybody else just MME play for me. If you wanted to get on some Kobe White, totally fine in my opinion. I just prefer Giddey. I think you can even play those guys together. And if for some reason he starts, I can't believe I'm saying this, I can promise you I will have none of him. But I think Lonzo Ball, if he is starting, becomes a conversation piece that you can play. Miles McBride also looks fantastic. If Brunson misses, we will have that news before lock, so we'll touch on that if he misses. Move over to the 2 guard. Klay Thompson, Quentin Grimes both look fantastic. I would want one of them in my lineups tonight. Don't care which one. Of course, I think Klay Thompson has the higher upside, but I also think he has the lower floor. I played him yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago. And he had 17 fantasy points in 34 minutes. He was in my $100 single entry, so I'm not the biggest Klay Thompson fan right now. But he definitely has that upside. I expect him to shoot a lot tonight. I hope his shots fall him. Quentin Grimes, he's cheaper. Should see plenty of run today. Don't mind him at all. We talked about Clarkson, Seth Curry. He's 3,600. I think he's going to start today. Yeah, Line Star thinks he's going to start today as well. Hey, you get a starter for 3,600, you're happy. So, I mean, if he falls in your lineup, you need a cheap last guy in, go for it. Excuse me. Sorry. I couldn't mute in time on that one, boys. Moving down the line here, we talked about Giddey. We talked about most of these guys. Norman Powell's just fine. I mean, great matchup considering the Pelicans ranked dead last against the small forward / shooting guard position. And his price really isn't that bad compared to how his play's been. So, don't mind him. Josh Green's fine. You guys know I love Murray. I think Mikal Bridges is interesting today, but he is so up and down that it is scary. But the game environment's really good for him today. Look into the camera. You know I was talking about you. You love some Lonzo, and I don't know why. See, we're opposites. You love Lonzo, I love LaMelo. Like, I'm the biggest, like, I love LaMelo. Like, I think he is fantastic. Moving down the line here, I'm not that interested in Chris Dunn. Jaden Hardy should get plenty of run today. Don't mind him. Paul George, if Embiid is out, becomes much more intriguing as it sits right now, though. Just kind of an okay play. Kelly Oubre, another guy that becomes a great play in my opinion if Embiid's ruled out. Bilal Calabi, he's fine. Sort of fine. Nothing stands out. And guys, as I'm going through these positions, if you see someone you want me to talk about, just comment about them. I don't want to just talk about every single position or player here. The rest of the guys, just MME plays for me though. Small forward core play for me today, Miles Bridges. He's going to have to do everything for this team, and he's taken on a terrible Bulls team. Defensively, they rank 29th in the NBA, but they rank 3rd in pace, so they run fast and they play terrible defense. Makes perfect sense. Bridges is the best player that his team has on the court tonight, so I mean, it's too simple to get to him, honestly. Yeah, I touched on Giddey chosen. He's going to be a core piece for me tonight. There's no way to avoid him. With no Ayo, no Levine out there, he's going to be the primary ball handler. And I don't mind playing Vucevic or White. I don't mind playing them with Giddey, but Giddey is the guy that I'm targeting. He is my favorite from the Bulls game tonight. And like I said, he will be a core piece for me. I think Klay Thompson's fine. We getting some news? No, that was just my phone lit up with the old news. I thought we had got something. We talked about Klay Thompson. You guys make fun of me every time I talk about this guy. I can't say his name. Tijani Saloon. Somebody put a hooked on phonics pronunciation of his name in the chat so I can get it figured out. This guy, I hate playing him because he's a 0.79 fantasy point per minute player. But he's going to have to play a lot tonight. He's only 4,000. I figure he will find his way into a lot of my MME matchups tonight. In my 150 max lineup, so it is. But I'm not going to be playing him in my single entries just because I can't trust him. Tijon. Alright, that's what he is from now on, Chubbs. Thank you. Much appreciated, brother. But Tijon, I will have plenty in my 150 max, the nickel, the quarter, stuff like that. But not a guy I'm going to be playing in single entry. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We try to do these shows every day. I've been sick. My life's been crazy here lately, but I'm doing my best to get these shows going. We did get some news. What we get here? Alex R is gonna play. Doesn't do a ton for me, honestly. Kaminga, grading out well. Don't mind him. You guys know we've been on him lately in the Syndicate Discord. We love him. And if you guys aren't in the Discord, it's linked in the chat. It's linked in the description down below. It's completely free. You can @me at any time in there, and I'll help you the best I can when the show's not on. Looks like we got a Jordan Poole roll out. Did I miss that here? Yeah, I did. It was below SAR. So Poole rolled out. Honestly, I know it's a bit surprising, but it doesn't do much for me. I was already building with him ruled out. I thought he would set. And none of the guys really was popping. Like Colaby. Let's look at him real quick. Bub Carrington, I mean, he's the best value-wise that I was getting. And I'm okay with him in my MMEs, but Colaby's not sticking out. SAR's not sticking out. Brogdon's not sticking out. I mean, none of them's really sticking out. And honestly, Brogdon was a core piece for me on the 28th against New York, where he got 34 fantasy points. But if that game would not have went to overtime, he was nowhere close to making value. I think he was like at 24 to 26 at the end of the fourth quarter, and then he really kind of took over in OT. So, just the way it goes sometimes. We've already talked about 2 guard, haven't we? Yeah. Moving down the line, Kaminga's fine though. I'm never upset when he lands in my lineup. We've been playing him a lot here lately. Talked about Powell, Josh Green, totally fine. Talked about Bridges. Wiggins was grading out just phenomenally for me. I had to manually bring his projection down. I don't mind him, but this is a tough matchup. I always hate playing any players against Cleveland just because they're so good on the defensive end. They play slower, you know. I really only want Trace Jackson Davis, Kaminga, and sprinkles of Draymond in my MMEs from this team. And if you want to play Steph, you know, Steph's one of the players you can never X out. I think Lauri Markkanen's fine. He just plays so much better when John Collins isn't on the floor and he's playing that four forward position, the power forward position. Plays so much better. Don't mind the matchup against the Nuggets either. They rank 24th defensively. Should be able to do fine tonight. Don't mind him at all. Everybody else is really just MME plays for me though. I do want to say if Brunson misses, love Josh Hart. Really liked him against Washington, and much like Brogdon, he was not doing well until overtime. He was a core piece for us this day as well. But I think if Brunson misses, he becomes a great play. Nobody's sticking out here. If you guys want me to talk about anyone in particular, feel free to just ask in the chat. That's what I'm here for. Let's move it over to power forward though. Most of these guys we've talked about, but Trace Jackson Davis is a core play for me. On the 28th, he was a core play, scored us 46 fantasy points, and I'll continue to say it. I know this matchup's tough, but when is his price gonna rise? I said this last stream. This dude is a baller. His price needs to be around $6,500, but they refuse to raise his price, and I'm gonna keep playing him until they do. Last game against Phoenix, he only played 23 minutes. That's all he needed to play because he had 46 fantasy points. He finished the first quarter with like 25 fantasy points. Like, absolutely a baller. I love him. Gonna have all the Trace. Thoughts on Norman Powell? I touched on him a little bit, but I mean, nothing's standing out for me. The matchup is great. Don't get me wrong. The matchup's great. But for $7,100, I want around 40 fantasy points. And, you know, last time he done that was December 21st against a depleted Dallas team. Outside of that, he hasn't touched it since November 11th. If he is in my lineup, I'm not mad. He's not a guy I'm going to be targeting in single entries. But if I have, let's see, what's the public on? Public's on him 11%. If I have him around 15%, my 150 maxes, I'm fine with it. Totally fine with it. I mean, it really should elite, but I love Trace Jackson Davis today. I've been on him. I cannot get away from him. I don't know why they're not raising his price. They should. Core play for me. Patrick Williams looks fantastic. I mean, really don't have to say much about Patrick Williams today. He's going to start. He's going to get a lot of minutes. This team's riddled with injuries, and he's not a bad basketball player at a .97 fantasy point per minute clip. And he's playing Charlotte, who is terrible. Kuminga, we talked about him. Sabonis, I'm really getting a lot of Sabonis. I had to manually lower his projection because he was just jumping off the screen. I don't think anyone that Dallas has can contain Sabonis. PJ Washington's not going to contain him. Derek Lively, I'm not sure if he's going to play or not, but Daniel Gafford, I mean, they can't stop Sabonis. If you get to him, I'd be happy about it. I don't mind him at all. Not a core piece for me, but very happy to see him land in my lineup on the Opto. Draymond Green came out with a vengeance in 35 minutes, dropped 44 fantasy points against Phoenix December 28th. Tougher matchup, but I honestly don't mind if he lands in my lineup tonight. And you guys know, I'm a D1 Draymond Green hater. Every time I play this guy, he gets ejected or does something stupid. Same with Claxton. But honestly, I don't mind him tonight at only 6K. We talked about Wiggins. PJ Washington, I think, is getting overlooked today. A couple months, or last month, we were playing PJ Washington so much. They were devastated by injuries. You know, they were without Kyrie, they were without Luka, and he stepped up. You can see the graph here. 44, 42, 40, 47 fantasy points. I don't think we can ignore that. I want to be firmly above the field on PJ Washington today. He's only pulling 5% ownership according to LineStar. I want to be around 10 to 15% today. Really like PJ today. Almost made him a core piece, but I thought it was a little bit too risky, so I'm not going to do that, but I love some PJ Washington today. Talked about most of these guys. Everybody else just kind of a meh play for me. Meh. MMEs only. Yeah, you're not wrong, Chubbs. Unless he gets ejected or wants to fist fight someone. Moving over to center, where I just cannot get away from Mark Williams today. He's just grading out as too good of a value. He is a 1.45 fantasy point per minute. You heard me right, 1.45. The issue is he never plays a lot of minutes. He is coming back from a pretty serious injury, but he's been back a while now. Give this man the reins. Cut him loose. Let him play. Really love Mark today. I was projecting him for 25 minutes, and I got him projected at 32.75 fantasy points. Can't get away. Just too good of a player. Zubac looks fantastic today. I hate playing Zubac because it seems like I always get him wrong, but he's been on a heater lately. He's been balling. Just a rebound machine, and believe it or not, I think he can get 18 plus rebounds today. I mean, the Pelicans center play is awful, and I mean, Zubac, if I had to pick one center today out of the whole pool that I had to rely on, give me Zubac. Mark's currently pulling 16% ownership. 16. Ayton's grading out just fantastically. I don't mind him. He's probably the best player on that Trailblazers team, in my opinion. But, I mean, it's easy to argue Simons, Sharp, but if I had to pick one guy off the team, it'd be Ayton. I think Cat looks completely fine. They have nobody that can slow him down. Though I did say, do think last game out, only 54 fantasy points in 44 minutes. Kind of a disappointment. That game went to OT. I thought he would easily smash 60 fantasy points in that, but Joker is actually the chalk center today. Never going to tell you not to play Joker. He's grading out fantastically. Utah is horrible against centers, but I will warn you, he's pulling 30% ownership. That's the most of any center today. Vucevic looks fantastic, especially with no Levine. You know it's a thing, play centers against Charlotte. Absolutely don't mind him today. Walker Kessler's looking pretty good too. I hate playing Kessler because every time I do, he gets in foul trouble. But he's had some really good games lately. Sorry, I had to mute and cough. Missy's looking okay, but I mean, I would really want Vucevic up. Vucevic up today is my center pool per se. Let me look at Chicago. If we got any news now. And yeah, none of this is updated yet because we don't have that lineup yet. But I mean, I'm going to go ahead and give the core. It's pretty simple today. We're going to go with Dinwiddie. He's nice and safe. We're going to go with Giddey at the 2 guard. At the 3, we're going to go with Miles Bridges. And then at the 4, we're going with Trace Jackson Davis. And then our last core piece. I got it between 2 people, and I don't know. You guys want pay up or you want value? Because one guy is a pay up option and one guy is a value option. Do you guys want the safe value or do you want the little bit more risky pay up? I'll let you guys decide. You got Dinwiddie, Giddey, Bridges, and Trace Jackson Davis in the core right now. And I have a value option I love and I have a pay up option I love. Either one can make it into the core. Just let me know which one you want, pay up or value. Both? So y'all want a 6-person core today? If I give a 6-person core, you guys realize that most of us are gonna have the same lineup, right? You're gonna be tied with a lot of people. I'll do an and/or because they can both play the same position. How about that? The last piece is gonna be either Tyrese Maxey or Micic. You can play them both. You can play one. So I know, like, I can lock them into the core here, Micic, or I can lock in Maxey to the core here. I mean, they both play point. Micic's got 2 guard, but I know for a fact when I run this, I'm gonna get Micic or Maxey, so I don't even have to add them into the core piece here. So I'm gonna run it and I'm gonna put this into the Discord, the core in the Discord, for those that couldn't make the live show. So let me run that and put that in there. And guys, if you're not in the Discord, join it. Completely free. It's in the chat. It's below the video in the description. Let me post that in there for the guys that couldn't make the video. I shouldn't ask you guys anymore. There we go. It is posted in the Discord, and let's look at what kind of builds we're getting here. I mean, here you go. The first build, you get Maxey and Micic together. That's what I was looking for. I mean, I love this first build, and you get Joker. Like I said, I love Joker today. He's just a little chalky, but I mean, I don't mind him. I'm happy to play him. But really, really like this first lineup quite a bit. I mean, our first 3 lineups it's spitting out have Joker. I like this lineup. You get Hart and Towns together, though. I might try to move off one of those Knicks players, but don't mind it. This is probably my favorite one here because Zubac is actually my favorite center. But this one you get Brunson, Sabonis, and Zubac. Yeah, that would be my favorite if Brunson's playing. We don't know yet. Oh, I know you love that name, Chubbs. I assume you're looking for Trey Murphy 8, and he's 11%, and Spider will be unowned. He's 9%. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I can't stop coughing. Okay, so Brunson is going to play. It just came across my phone. I'll show you on the screen here, too. I don't know why it always comes across my phone first, but there it is. Brunson's in. Thank you, Quentin. Thank you, Conflict. So, with that, let's move over to DraftKings. And I'm not going to go through every position as in depth on DraftKings, but I will give my core. And we will go over the positions, but just not as in depth. Dinwiddie, Michik going to make up my point guard position every DK lineup I play today. It's that simple. Kevin Porter Jr., he's fine. Russell Westbrook's fine, but I'm not clamoring to play Russ. Chris Dunn's fine. I still love Maxey over on DK. I think Donovan Mitchell looks way more intriguing on DK. And then I still like Brunson and Murray quite a bit over there. Two guard position, I mean, you guys knew it would be Grimes and Thompson. Love them both. Don't mind getting either one. But I will say, I really like Donovan Mitchell at the two guard over here. Only 8,200. So cheap for him. Such a great player for so cheap. Small forward, kind of much of it's the same. I will say Dean Wade kind of stands out. Only 3,900. You can't beat that price for a starter. Josh Hart, 6,800. Seems very cheap. Power forward, Kuminga and Wiggins. I prefer Kuminga, but I mean the price on Williams should be illegal. But Patrick Williams looks great at 4,200 as well. Probably a core piece for me. And then at center, Zubac walks away with it. I still love Trace Jackson Davis. Might be a core piece as well, but Zubac at 7,600, it's just too easy. So the DK core is going to be Dinwiddie, Michik, Spida, Donovan Mitchell, and then at center, Zubac. Still love Trace Jackson Davis, so I'm going to run a lot of two center builds. Let me post this in the Discord and we'll look over these, and then I will let you know that ownership. Alright, you wanted the Kuminga ownership? 15%. 15%. Alright guys, we reached the part of the show where I'm just a free resource for you. Start working on your builds, and if you have any questions, I'm here for you. Just come back into the chat and let me know what your question is, and I'll help you the best I can. Just keep me open in the background or something. I'm actually not even started building yet. Just because I really want to see that that Bulls lineup. Really want to see that Bulls lineup before I start building. And I got 350 lineups to make. Maxey Dinwiddie, Giddy, Michik, Champagne, Bridges, Sabonis. It looks solid, but I'm not sure that Champagne starts with Kuzma back. So I'm not that high on Champagne not starting. Yeah, and I'm looking. Line Star doesn't think he starts either. So I will say this: my projections love Keontae George today. They absolutely love him. I'm gonna limit my exposure to him. I had to manually lower him. Let me see where he is. Yeah, here he is down here. I had to manually lower his projection because I had him projected for 31. Just because I'm scared of players off injury. But I mean, you're fine playing him. My projections loved him. I'm just scared to play players off injury. How do I feel about Herb Jones 4 rebounds tonight? I don't know, but LineStar can tell us with their props AI tool. Let me just look at rebounds. They don't have Herb on here. Oh, I only got underdog selected. So it looks like they're projecting him for 5 rebounds. So yeah, I would like the over on 4. Kuminga or TJD? It depends if you were talking about pure fantasy points or value, because TJD is grading out as a better value for me at 1,000 cheaper, but Kuminga's grading out better fantasy point wise. Giddy Clay, Trey Murphy, Tijani, Joker, Dinwiddie, Pat Williams. Absolutely can work. Absolutely can work. I would say, let me look on DK because I don't know. Trey Murphy 6,900. How much is Bridges? Oh, they only got Miles Bridges as a power forward. I want Miles Bridges in my DK builds today. What are the 3 players, Don? 8. I think that Kuminga definitely has a higher upside. But I think TJD is just too cheap. That's why he's a core piece. He's mispriced in my opinion. Yeah, I don't understand why DK doesn't have him as a small forward. There you go, Chosen. That's so dumb that they have him only as power forward. I believe in him tonight. Brunson or Jamal Murray? See, that's a tough one because I like them both. Probably Jamal Murray. Let me double check the just straight. Jamal, I got at 40.5 fantasy points, and Brunson I have at 42 at lower ownership. So I guess it would be Brunson. Yeah, I think that's fine, Don. Yeah, I think that's completely fine. As long as it wasn't someone like Josh Green, um, Tijani, and Michik. Yeah, but yeah, you're good with those three for sure. I feel my phone blowing up. We got to be getting news here. Either that or my wife's pissed off at me for not responding. Nope, we're getting news. Julian Phillips, it is. That's who's starting. We got 3 starting lineups. And whoa, hold on. Kyle Kuzma's not starting. I still don't think I like Champagne because Kuzma's going to cut into those minutes, but they are starting Brogdon, Bub Carrington, Bilal Calabi, and Champagne and Sar. Very interesting there. Hornets going to start Michik, Curry, Green, Bridges, Mark Williams, and the Bulls starting Giddey, White, Phillips, Williams, and Vucevic. So we have the starting lineups now, gentlemen. We have them. Clay's ownership on DK will be through the roof, I can guarantee you. It is 35%. Is he the most owned? No, Spencer Dinwiddie's most owned, followed by Bridges, then Clay. Giddey, Murray, Grimes, Tijani, Joker, Dinwiddie, Pat. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. God, excuse me. I'm so sorry, guys. Julian Phillips looks amazing now, by the way. Maxi Zubac or Joker Michi? What Maxi? Oh, Tyrese. Ooh, that's close. Because Zubac's my favorite center on the play, but WJ, I'll say this. If it's me, I'm picking Maxi Zubac because that has the tournament winning upside. But if you're trying to build safer, Joker Michik is as safe as you can go. Like, perfect for a cash game. But if you're trying to just cash, second one. If you're trying to win the tournament, first one. Don, they have a bunch of beginner contests if you're new to it. Enter those, it's free money if you use the core, I promise you. Maxi, Spencer, Giddey, Michik. I think that looks great. I think that looks great, Chubbs. Let me just go ahead and say this to everybody in the show. Julian Phillips is an elite value play now. I mean, he's just fantastic now that he's starting. Yeah, I knew it was a bonus. Fox or Maxi on DK? Maxi for me. I'm all aboard the Maxi train today. I really like him. Brunson's right now at 10%. $20 to lock. I better start building, huh? Washington, 7%. Far too low for PJ today, in my opinion. PJ was going to be core, but I think he's just a little bit too risky. I didn't want to do that to you guys, but I love PJ. Fox is just fine. I think there's better plays above him. Yeah, but it's posted in the Discord, Don. No, I don't have much interest in THT because he's not starting. If he was starting, I would like him more. Jamal's still 18? I don't know, let me look. No, Jamal's up to 22. Power forward, do I like? I know. Are you talking about FanDuel or DraftKings? If it's, I mean, both sites. Miles Bridges is my favorite. So. I hate playing OG ever, Adam. He randomly has great games, but he is not a guy you can rely on. His past 3 games, he's played 36, 28, and 42 minutes and has scored 19, 11, and 16 fantasy points. He only has 0.71 fantasy points per minute. Not a guy I'm clicking on for 6,200 today, buddy. Mobley's got a decent matchup. I don't mind him, but he's just not popping up a lot for me. All right, guys, you got questions? Get them in. Get them in. That's what I'm here for. Harden Spencer. I think that is a very risky lineup. But I think you have to build risky to take down if you're looking to take down. I like it, but it's risky, if that makes sense. Like, Harden's risky today, especially with his ownership. Brogdon, a little safer, but he can always be a bit of a... Like, I like him, don't get me wrong. Kessler, he is 7%. I feel like that's a little low. I would say around 9%. Who's risky? I feel like Harden's risky because he's very chalky, and if he busts, if you don't play him, you can get really ahead of the field. And I feel like Brogdon's a little risky. But I like it, Chubbs. I do. Grimes, Don. By far, Grimes. Guys, got questions? Get them in. That is why I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. I want to help you succeed. Good luck, Conflict. I hope you're the best, buddy. Hey, JG, if you're still here, I'm about to send you something. Oh, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you. And if you don't mind, after everything locks, send your lineup. If you don't want to send it in the public chat, you can DM it to me. I always enjoy seeing your builds because you're always so different. It's just super interesting to me to see how you're building. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. Like, I want to learn from it. That's something, guys, if you don't do it, that is a pro move that you guys have got to start doing. Look at your lineup after the slate's over and analyze where you went wrong, but also where you went right. I see a lot of guys looking at their lineups after a slate, and they're like, okay, well, this guy was the right play, he just failed. And that's great. That's what you should be doing. But also, look at your guys that succeeded and try to figure out, well, why did they succeed? It's just something I do after every slate, and I feel like it helps me. Yeah, for sure, 8. Like I said, it's something I truly feel like not enough people do, but something I feel like has really benefited me as a DFS player. I get the same telemarketing scam number that calls me every day at the same time, 5:52 Central, when I'm streaming doing the show. It never fails. They always call. About 7 minutes to lock, guys. You got questions, please hit me with them. And please join our Discord if you haven't. I'm always available in there to help you guys out. I can't always help you if on YouTube here. If I'm not live, I can't help you. But in there, you can at me at any time, and I will be happy to help you out the best I can. MPJ's ownership, let's take a look. Currently 6%. That's kind of about what I figure he will be. Excuse me. You should, buddy. You should play it. Give me just a second. I'm uploading my lineups. Oh, let's see here. Scrappy line. Spencer, Giddy. Yeah, don't mind that, Chubbs. Got a lot of late news with this slate too. Hop in and we will help you out the best we can with that late swap news. Finally got my FanDuel lineups completed. Thank you, Don. Thank you. Thank you, Chubbs. Thank you, 8. You guys are the best. I appreciate you guys. Guys, I have no DK lineup. I may not have time to get one in. It truly is a family. It's a family, guys. I appreciate and love each and every one of you in there. I truly do. Four minutes to lock. 4 minutes. That's what I love, man. If I know if I'm not available for something, which I am normally always available, I know that there is so many smart people in there, DFS minds, that will gladly help anyone in there. It's not about money. It's not about none of that crap. It's about helping your homies. And to me, that's what the community should be about. Ooh, got one lineup in on DK at least. 3 minutes to lock. Anybody got any last second questions before I hop out of here? I know. There's some dudes in here that are OGs, and I love them tremendously for it. I didn't go over it on the show, but the Knicks starting lineup come out. It's Brunson, Bridges, Anunoby, Hart, Towns, just who you guys knew they were going to start. The guys they always run. Alright guys, if you got no more questions, I'm going to bounce out of here. Make sure to like the video, subscribe. We do these almost every day, as often as I can at least. And join our Discord. It's linked in the chat, linked in the description down below. I can't say thank you guys enough. I hope for the best for you tonight. I hope to see one of you guys take down. I love you and appreciate you. With that, I'm out. Good luck.